everyone, it's Miss Capri. Well, I'm doing a bit better this week than I was last week. Now, I was really upset last week because of the way these anti-Trump people were acting after. Well, it wasn't just simply disgust over their being such crybabies over losing the election. It went a lot deeper than that. Just the poisonous racism coming from these people and the actual violence that they committed, the cruelty, mental and emotional cruelty they committed even toward little kids. It was absolutely. I knew that after 8 years of Obama, that the nation would be pretty bad off, but I wasn't expecting it to be this bad. Seriously. Okay, so I talked about the little boy who was kicked out by his mom for voting Trump, and I was really really upset about that, and still am. I still think that she should be charged with something, at the very least, negligent. I don't know, neglect, something, because this was abuse. She wasn't play acting. The child was not in on it. If this was supposed to be pretense, the child didn't know that it was pretense. Had no idea it was a joke. And he wasn't an actor. So I can kind of understand why the police are reluctant to do something in a way, because there might be a scene where a mother and child act out a scene where one kicks the other out. But that wasn't not the case here. There was no play acting here. It was all for real. And yeah, it was just absolutely cruel. It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be a long time getting over that one. Now, the other things that were really upsetting were all the other beatings and bullying that was going on that I've been hearing about. Now, the one video that's been popping up in many YouTube channels was the one with the so-called old man who was beaten by anti-Trumpers in his car, and they took off, they left him for dead. Okay, I've got some good news about that. There are videos out there that say that they don't know whether he made it out of there alive. I'm glad to report that he did make it out there alive. He was taken to hospital eventually. I don't know when, but he was taken to hospital, apparently in good condition. And he's not an old man. He is 49-year-old David Wilcox. So I don't like it when people blow things out of proportion. I don't care what side of the fence they're on. You just don't do that. So it wasn't, like an 80-year-old man that was just. Now, Snopes has given me that information, but they also disappointed me because they were so desperate to get anti-Trumpers off the hook that they split an absolutely insane little hair about it. Now, what they said was that it was not proven that it was anti-Trumpers behind the beating, because the beating had been a road rage incident due to a car accident. Well, that might have been the case initially. For the first maybe tenth of a second, right when the accident happened, there could have been a burst of road rage. But what they should not be able to deny, and they can't deny as far as I'm concerned, because it's on the video, is the taunts from the people as David Wilcox was being beaten. They were yelling at him because they thought he voted Trump. Whether they knew that he voted Trump or not is beside the point. They thought he voted Trump because he was white. They were racists. They were the Black Klan. That's what they were. And these liberal people like CNN support this lunacy. And Snopes tries to kind of get them off the hook. Well, we don't know if it was Trump. Of course it was anti-Trump supporters that were doing this. Now, there was this lady on some show, I forget if it was CNN or NBC, I can't remember which one it was, but she was asked about this, and she had basically said, "Oh, poor white person." No, stop. No, lady, not poor white person. Poor assault victim. Race should have nothing to do with it. A beating is a beating is a beating. It's wrong no matter who does it and no matter who it is done to. So really, when you're only feeling compassion for one person because of race, and you don't feel compassion for the next person because of race, it's all hypocrisy and it makes you look really disgusting. So shut your big yap. It's you, lady, who should stop, whoever you are. Yeah. Snopes has been pretty disappointing anyhow, because they covered the story about Hillary's violent tantrum meltdown after the election. Now, I don't know what she did. I wasn't there. I don't know whether she cried all night. I don't know whether she threw anything at people. I know what I've heard from various accounts on the internet, from videos and what I've read. But in all fairness, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I've heard that CNN wants to cover it up because there was a CNN reporter there, but CNN has gagged him. He is not allowed to talk about it. Now, he has not gone to any other stations and given his side of the story. Why? Probably because CNN would probably fire him. I wouldn't be surprised, because that would have blown their whole thing. Yeah, and then if he had said that, oh, they won't let me speak, they're trying to cover it up. But that is pretty much the only evidence that you're going to get on this is he said, she said. Unfortunately, as far as I know, there are no security camera footage of this incident or incidences. Maybe there are some that we just don't know about because the Clintons are keeping it hush hush. Don't know. But I don't want to have it counted as a false story. It may be exaggerated, it may be fully true. I don't know. But Snopes' position on this is they call it unproven, but instead of giving it the unproven bullet, which is either white or yellow, they gave it a red bullet, which is false. They wouldn't do the same thing if this was a story about Trump doing exactly the same thing. They would probably label it as true, even if it wasn't true. They had a list of supposed Rush Limbaugh racisms, and they had classified that as a mixture. They should have classified it as false, because there was a whole heckload of false information there, where Rush's quotes either were made up entirely or taken out of context. So I took them to task on that on one of my web pages. But when it comes to chain letters about Obama and the lies he told or whatever, boy, oh boy, Snopes ever willing to bend over backwards to defend what he said and say, oh, no, these stories about him are false, or they're unproven and they're likely false. But, oh, we must give the Hillary supporters and the anti-Trump supporters the benefit of every doubt. So, yeah, Snopes, it used to be a site for debunking chain letters. It used to be a reputable site, a good site to go to, where you could look up urban legends and chain letters to see if they were true or not, or partially true or whatever. Well, it has lately become nothing more than another copy of PolitiFact, Fact Check, and what's the other one? I can't remember. Anyway, I just think they should have, stuck to just simply general chain letters that have to do with anything other than politics. I mean, do we really need another site that's shilling for the left like that and then passing themselves off as truth? Please, come on. We're sick of it. Now, the other subject I want to get to is the whole fake news thing. That seems to be a big topic all of a sudden. Only because the Hillary people didn't win. And they've been trying so hard to get everyone believing that people who were not supporting Hillary were big liars and conspiracy theorists and doing fake news. And they're still at it. There was a report on Face Crooks the other day that sent me into a fit of face palming. It was like Facebook says it was afraid to clamp down on fake news earlier because they were scared of conservative backlash. Oh, please, give me a pick and break. No, fake news does not come from real conservative sites. It comes from troll sites and from liberals who are trying to pass themselves off as conservatives in order to make them look stupid. I've even seen liberals going and trolling on Breitbart with Nazi points of view. They are trying to make Breitbart look like a Nazi site, and it is not. It's not a fake news site. Now, all this supposed fake news stuff, do you think they're talking about Huffington Post or Upworthy or Elite Daily or the Daily Current or Daily Kos or nationalreport.net or Empire News or hustlers.com? Of course not. Those aren't being mentioned, or if they are, they're in the background. What's in the foreground is that's being accused of churning out fake news now is Alex Jones from InfoWars and Breitbart. And probably some other conservative sites I don't know. And the other thing Snopes did with the article about the beating on the video was they went and pointed out some stupid comments that somebody had made on an actual white supremacist site, which nobody with any common sense would actually go to. Oh yeah, and Twitter is now apparently banning the alt-right accounts. Everybody is still so terribly scared of the alt-right, as if that is this big Illuminati thing. No, the alt-right is just a subculture. It's like the bronies or like otaku. It's not a threat. But this is the left's game. They're saying anybody who doesn't like Hillary must be part of the alt-right. We got to get rid of the alt-right because they will end the world. They are the Illuminati. That is basically their conspiracy theory. Yes, left-wing conspiracy theories. They are always branding anybody who is non-left as having conspiracy theories, when they are the masters of it. They're the ones with the real conspiracy theories. It was Hillary Clinton who suggested that the alt-right was working with Putin, of all things. It was the Clinton campaign who started the birther stuff. But of course, they totally want everyone to forget that. Just ignore that. Just put it all on the right. No. Some of us people are not listening to that anymore at all. And I think the more people who wake up to this and tell the media to just shove off, the better. Because there are fake news sites out there, like hustlers.com. Stick to talking about those. And just leave other sites that actually deal with real news stories out of it. Even if they happen to be part of a political leaning that you don't like, just because you're left and they're moderate or to the right. So that is my rant for today. It meant to be a short thing, but it turned into a bit of a rant. But yeah, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty discontent with the way the media is going right now. I think the media and Hollywood and all that, social network sites, they all need a big overhaul. Journalists, well, there aren't really journalists today. The media is full of hacks, and they actually need real objective journalists in there who will report the news, not try to sway or shame people into adopting a left-wing opinion, which is what they're doing today. That's it for now. Bye.